Hi, it's Vincent with American Mosh Pits. We're with Joey with Outlier, and today we're going to learn all about their band. Joey, thank you for coming today. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
We have a few questions for you,
Sure.
a lot of fan-based questions. This is a little different. We don't want to know about what guitar strings you use and who your favorite band is. We want to really get to the in-depth facts that teach us about who you are and what inspired you to write the music that you're playing up on stage.
Awesome.
So here we go. Our first question. And obviously you can answer for yourself or for your band if you're comfortable doing that. Whatever works for you is what we want to do.
Awesome.
So the first thing we want to know is, what did you see or hear that made you say to yourself, I want to be a professional musician?
Aside from wanting to be in debt for the rest of my life, no. I was such an art and music major, like growing up, and starting before that, I was really just into art, drawing, all of that, and then probably my childhood best friend picked up guitar, and I was just like, oh, I looked up to him. I was 10.
10.
So
Okay.
he got me into Nirvana. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and then I picked up my first guitar. And
Do you know around what year this was?
Yeah, actually, 94.
1994. Wow.
Without showing my age too much.
And Nirvana was the first one that we learned, and that's the way we went?
Yeah, that was really it. I mean, he was a huge Kurt Cobain buff, and it got me hooked on it, and that was it. We picked up a Fender Strat, passed it back and forth.
Between the two of you?
Played some air guitar, pretended like we knew what we were doing. And
I think we were doing the band game on the Wii at that time.
Right.
So we wanted to know, as a new listener, you have a very diverse sound. And from Heartless to Bulletproof
Sure.
to Break, where's all the diversity coming from? It's a wide range.
I've been so against pigeonholing, my sound since the beginning, and a lot of bands that do that, I don't know if that's just been instilled, just beat into their brains by other managers. I've had managers who are like, try to make an album that sounds like, and it's just, you get a lot of these people that too many hands in the cookie jar,
Mm-hmm.
So, I think art is, music is art, and art is expression, and some days are happy, some days are sad.
Absolutely.
And I think that I like to write based on emotion, and that's really what it's going to be. It's a release. I love when fans connect with my music, don't get me wrong, but music is for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
So when I write, I don't write for the fans. I write for myself. And the beauty, that's when I consider it success, is when people actually just organically relate to my music based on whatever it is. Because everybody feels all sorts of emotions, So, and I think that's, to provide a variety is also important as well. So it keeps our fans guessing. That's the other thing too. They get to look forward to the next release instead of us putting out the same song.
Same old.
Restructured, 30 different ways, so.
On that topic, I'm interested to hear, do you feel it's easier in today's music world to be a diverse sound than it was 10, 15 years ago?
A little bit.
Press this stick.
A little bit, yes and no. I think that bands are starting to become more open to it. I think that, back then, like I said, a lot of bands kind of locked themselves into a specific sound, and that was it. They were trapped, But I mean, I always bring it up. I mean, look at the Beatles. The Beatles evolved so much, and that's like the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Metallica evolved. I mean, yeah, they stood within certain parts and foundations that they've had, but you got to have growth. We grow as people, and I think that's going to obviously reflect in music. And if you're trying to hold on to a sound so much, I mean, honestly, you're more likely to plateau as a band.
I agree.
Or drop.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So
that's good. Let's ask a few more things. I was YouTubing you guys. I did a lot of research.
Well,
the song, and this is something that really shocked me as I was looking through your videos. Break, 7 years ago. Heartless, 3 months ago. Tell us about the experience of making Heartless. Great video, by the way. So tell us about that. That's what I want to hear about.
Making the song or the video?
The video specifically. I watched that video and then I was like, I gotta watch this again.
So we had switched videographers within the past year, and Heartless was with Tom Flynn, who did also Living Dead, and a lot of our videos that come out now. So we've been with Tom for a little bit now, and I pretty much was like, dude, I want to rip off Jennifer's Body. Like, I'm like, I mean, there's not really an amazing elaborate story to it all. It's just kind of, that's what it is. I love that movie. I love like tongue-in-cheek horror.
Absolutely.
I'm really
Be hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like I love horror a lot, but I love the moments where you're like, I don't know if I should laugh at that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So,
yeah,
like, it's just,
absolutely.
like, it's got a little.
Well, in today's society, we can laugh at a lot more than what we did 20 years ago. You know?
Absolutely. And that was really it. I mean, we just kind of built off of that, had a little bit of our own story to it all, and clearly it doesn't work out for me. She comes back and does her thing.
Gets every single one.
That's it. So we changed it up a little bit, but I mean, that was the comedic, little plug in the beginning where I say, I've seen it in Jennifer's Body, it works. Like,
yeah.
Clearly it doesn't work if I saw Jennifer's Body, so.
Oh, no doubt. Now, Tom Flynn, as you brought him up,
yeah.
I noticed throughout several of your videos he was listed, just as you said.
Yeah.
Where's he from? Where's the connection there?
Tom is based out of Long Island, and he was introduced to me through our mixing engineer, Chris Dawson. So he does a lot of our mixing now for our songs.
Oh, wow.
And then he also just opened the door with a lot of his connections as well, and knew we were looking to change things up a little bit visually.
Positive change for you to go with Tom?
Nothing but the best. Yeah. Tom,
What year was that?
Tom, this was actually 1 year ago around this time. Yeah.
So recent.
Yeah. So the relationship's been fairly short, but we've done a lot in that short period.
No
of
doubt.
time, so.
And quality. You've done quality.
Tom is amazing. He gets the vision, and the turnaround is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the most important reasons why we went to him.
Some guys get stuck.
9 months stuck. I mean,
wow.
Yeah,
wow.
it's delayed releases. We've had a lot of stuff, and I'm like a big music video guy too. Like,
yeah.
I love movies.
Yeah.
So we put a lot into the songs, and not everything is going to get a music video, but the way it's been with Outlier, there's a lot. We have a lot of music videos. So.
Oh, and you can see the excitement. When you watch the videos, you can see your guys' excitement. You see it's not all acting.
Yeah,
you can see you're into it.
Yeah.
And that's as a fan, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see the fake. I want to see the emotion into it. A couple more things we'd like to know.
Sure.
On the videos, we'll stick with that.
Yep.
Living Dead video, fantastic. Tell the story. How did that come about? What decided this is where we want to go with this?
So being the first music video with Tom.
That was number one?
That was the first one.
Okay.
Yep. So you got a lot of, obviously lyrically, the average videographer is gonna go, let's do a zombie film, let's do a zombie video. And how many bands, do that? So we wanted to change it up a little bit. Let's do something more comedic.
We started in the 80s with Thriller.
Yeah,
and then you can go from there, right?
Exactly, right. And it's been done a lot, and it's been done well, don't get me wrong, but I wanted something, again, like everybody's doing the serious horror thing now. I feel like that's very common, and to kind of stand out a little bit, the biggest thing is gonna be throwing comedy into it.
Yeah, absolutely, tongue in cheek.
Exactly. So bringing it back, though, I mean, the overall thing was let's mix Frankenstein and Three Stooges together, and that's kind of like
that's a great idea.
Yeah. So it was. I mean, it's almost like what is it, Young Frankenstein?
No, absolutely.
So
it was a whole other level. It was
Yep.
an idea nobody hit.
Yep, absolutely.
And when you did that, did you feel you increased volume in fans and new fans?
Yeah. We got to. I mean, us as people, I think that we don't take ourselves very serious. We like to have a good time, and we like to just really enjoy. We don't take it all serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, some of the songs can have serious meaning, and that's what it's really about, but visually it doesn't have to match that. Like the music video is not an exact, interpretation of what the song is about and stuff.
No.
So I believe art, again, when you stare at a painting, they say a painting, it speaks 1,000 words, right?
Mm-hmm.
So So, and then the beauty of it is you get to look at it and kind of the viewer gets to take what they want from it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of try to give more options when we release a video and a song. So
That's a good idea. The viewer can get what they want. You leave the
Yeah.
options to the viewer.
it's important. I want people to relate to our music, and I want people to enjoy it, but at the same time, I don't think it's really, I don't want to give them 100% of the idea of what it is behind my thing. Because like, my intention of writing something, somebody may take it and think it's like completely different. So, and however they relate to it is going to be, you know, something that I want for them. So.
On that, so do you feel you create a new song, you create the lyrics? Do you keep that private intention of why it was made to you, or do you release that sometimes, or is that something that just you covet and hold your own?
I usually don't share it, yeah. There was actually, this is funny. So a long time ago, I saw an interview from Kurt Cobain, and they had asked him the meaning of his music. And this interview really stuck with me because he said, you know, he shared that same exact message actually, and that stuck with me. He's like, I'm not going to tell you what my song's about because I want people to, you know, take what they want from it.
True
and relate to
artist
it how
right
they
there.
want. Exactly, and it really stuck with me, you know. So I think that there's something to that. I don't want to like instill, because if I tell them what I wrote the song is about and they can't naturally relate to it, the song to me, there's less of an emotional connection for that person who, you know, may be able
It
to
goes right back to what you said a few minutes ago. I just wanted people to get their interpretation.
Exactly.
What it opened for.
Exactly.
So you're kind of playing that right across with the song as well as the video.
Yeah.
It's very good, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
We've got a couple other things I'd like to ask you. So this will be easy. Short-term, long-term goals for your band.
Short-term and long-term will be steady growth for sure. Growth in good business practices, better songwriting, and a bigger fan base, right? So, to short-term would be honestly just to keep putting quality singles out, working toward a record, getting enough radio support behind us, keep building relationships with all the producers and DJs and everything like that, hitting more press outlets, just keeping the growth, that's it. Long-term, well, long-term goal is to be the biggest fucking band in the world. So, you know,
Go for the top or go for nothing.
That's really it.
Checkers or records, right?
Right.
Beautiful. I want to ask you two things about that. Better songwriting. Tell me about what do you feel you need to do better as a songwriter?
Keep an open mind with everything. I like to push myself vocally a lot. I like to really just see what I can do, you know, with my voice and stuff. So in the studio, I like to push myself, try new ideas, and just look back on all the recordings and just hear progress in my voice, you know, my tone, my pitch, the character.
Growth,
Yeah.
as you talked about with the
Yeah,
other band.
absolutely, yeah. So that's what I like. And I mean, that also, same thing with music too, right? I mean, we're gonna have all sorts of songs come out. Some songs that are more, you know, written for radio. They're gonna be, you know, they're gonna have their own like elements and
Radio rock.
formula. Yeah, exactly. And then, you know,
Which is important. You know, we can knock it all we want, but unfortunately it is important.
only elitists that like to play in their mother's basement.
Exactly.
That's who's gonna really knock that. Anybody who, you know, is really doing something right now, that we all know that there's like a way almost you got to play by. But
Yeah.
stay true to yourself. Try changing some things up. I mean, you know, even little things like in Heartless, our first chorus is a down chorus. So we actually drop the momentum and then pick it back up by coming with that intro riff. I mean, a lot of bands, a lot of producers, they've even given feedback and they would have come out the gate swinging, you know, on that first chorus. But that would be the predictable thing to do.
Let me ask you about that real quick.
Yeah.
When you write a song as an artist and you drop it and then we're gonna bring it back up, do you ever say, we're doing this because I know when we do this live, this is gonna be it, this is gonna be it?
I don't really know how it's gonna translate live, to be honest. Like I said, I kind of really write more for myself, you know? I think the excitement is when you start playing and when you start performing that new song live, then you get a feel for what people are like
Really?
reacting to.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so you know, a lot of bands will write breakdowns for fans. They're like, this is the part where the crowd goes nuts, and it's like,
That's what I'm asking.
so like,
about, right?
yeah, man. I mean, that's. I don't know. I mean, again, if that's what bands want to do, that's cool. That's not
Yeah.
that's not what I want to do.
That's excellent.
Now, it's not to say I don't want to write heavy fucking breakdowns, but
Right.
the song has to call for it, and
Yeah.
there's got to be, you know, reason. You know, for me at least, like in theory of writing a song, a well-written song, the bridge, the breakdown, whatever you want to call it, it has to like. To me, it's got to make sense. It's, you know, if I'm just throwing like this heavy nonsense part because I want to see kids.
Because you want to see people jump
punch the
around
shit out
and
of
sell
each
more
other.
concert tickets, right?
Yeah, like it's cool, but you know, again, I'd rather.
It's
I'd rather-
each just their own thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, again, we have some heavy breakdowns. We
Mhm.
like it.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
love seeing the mosh pits. We love
Yeah.
all of it, but it fits the song. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's not like Heartless is gonna have this like. Fuck you, break face moment. It's like, you know, the song.
Depends where you are. I mean,
Right.
we've seen it all.
I mean, it's like I call it like a rock down, you know?
Yeah.
I get like the gritty melodic vocal, there's still hitting a note in
Yeah.
there, but it's, you know, but it's head bob and it makes people move and stuff, so it's.
I think Fred Durst would call it the highs and lows of the band and the show, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's good to see that mixture in there instead of all the way through, especially as an older guy going to shit. But you need a little break here.
But dude, that's where, I mean, that's where I started Outlier. I was, you know, I grew up, you know, not just in like grunge. I was raised on a lot of styles of music,
Sure.
but like I picked up guitar. The first bands I was learning was obviously Nirvana, but Green Day, and then also, I mean, Korn. I mean, I was learning Korn as well at the same time. So a lot of that was, you know, part of, you know, my growth and development. And so new metal, grunge, punk, pop punk, whatever, hardcore, all of it. So I love it all, and I think that's where that helps me in writing.
And it shows in, as we go back, a couple questions of diversity.
Yes.
I mean, to hear that now, and now makes a lot of sense of why you're so diverse. You were just open to all of it.
I'm an open-minded person, and it definitely falls into music writing. So.
Absolutely. We got a few more questions here. What bands or band do you feel touring with will take you to the next level? Good question.
There's so many.
Yeah.
We would fit very well with Motionless in White.
Yeah, I
I think their fan base would be pretty responsive to us, even though they're super diehards for Motionless. I think they would be pretty open to us. Same thing with Ice Nine, Black Veil. I think that will Trinity tour, we would do pretty well with that. But we also have a lot of people that say really awesome things about us, like with our music. We have a lot of solos. We have little elements of thrash and stuff like that. So if we can have a set that's really catered to even Metallica, I mean, we would be open to that. And I think that some of their fan base would be, you know, pretty receptive. So.
You've said Metallica a couple times.
What's that?
You said Metallica a couple times.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that big for you growing up?
Absolutely.
Is that a band that you look at and say that's kind of, you know, we're kind of how we need to be?
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely. Ride the Lightning was one of the records that when I wanted to like start learning more guitar and solos and finger tapping and all the little tricks and sweeps, right? So it was Ride the Lightning was like the record, and it was
It's
just
a good one.
nonstop. I mean, Creeping Death is my shit.
Oh, it's a
all
good
day long,
one.
man. So, so that's kind of where I really, you know, but I love all parts of Metallica, even the
Yeah.
shit that people, you know, want to brag on and
The
stuff.
Black Album.
Right, exactly. I mean, I look back on it, dude, and that record slams. Like the mix on that record to me still holds up today.
Hey, Entertainment still played in sports stadiums across America, you know?
People can say whatever they want. That song is. Every motherfucker's gonna have bang to that song.
And we all know the words. Yeah,
Yep.
as much as you can say you hate it, we all know the
Yep,
words.
yep.
And that's the key. And, you know, we have a few more we'd like to know.
Sure.
This one's a little personal.
Sure.
You're home, not on tour. Tell us about home.
So I own a remodeling and remediation business. Takes up a lot of my time.
Absolutely.
I also physically do the labor of it too, so it eats up a lot of time as well. It's not just like managing, selling, and you know, being a foreman on it. But yeah, really that, seeing my dogs. Honestly, I'm pretty low key when I'm home because when I'm on the road, it's, you know, fast and chaos, and sleeping very little and eating pretty shitty. So when I'm home, I like to, it's really just routine to work and go to the gym and have that downtime.
Good, good. Now, again, you'll have the answer for the band on this one.
Okay.
What do you feel, what performance has been the best? Is the one you'll say, that one so far was the one?
Oh shit. I don't even think I can answer that, honestly. We've had some really cool shows. I think one of my favorite shows, I'll say, I can't say it was the best, perhaps, but like it was a really fun show, was Incarceration.
Which year?
21.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like photos that'll pop up and like memories and stuff, and I'll look at it, and you just see like this sea of faces and people,
Were you on the main stage or the?
No, we were on the side, like one of the
smaller stages. Like that?
Dude, the crowd, I mean, the photos look awesome, and there's, for Buried Me Alive, the last time I sing Buried Me Alive, the entire crowd sang it. There's like a video clip somewhere on the internet of it, and it's almost gives me chills sometimes, like looking at it and how people, just react. So.
How long you been in musician since you were 10, right?
Yeah.
And then what age were you at Incarceration 21?
Oh no, I'm sorry. 2021.
Yeah. What age were you?
Oh, what age was I? Shit. I'm really gonna reveal it. 34.
Okay. So 10 years old, you're playing Kurt Cobain songs in your buddy's basement, trading guitar with.
Right.
34 years old, you're looking out and you see a fans at Incarceration.
Yep.
Tell me about that moment.
Yeah, I take it in, man. I really take it in. Especially, I think being the vocalist, because I started off as a guitar player, obviously, and previous bands, I've played some really big concerts, big tours as a guitar player. But when people are singing your lyrics, and there's the relation right there I was talking about, and you see them just like belting them in your face and shit. Like that is, it's the rush. It's the ultimate drug.
Absolutely.
There's no better drug for me.
I've always said, and again, never been one, but a front man, you got special power. You're controlling these massive people, which is this right here.
You're the first to be loved and first to be hated. So you gotta walk that fine line.
That's good. We've really covered a lot of things here.
Awesome.
And we appreciate you being really open with us.
Of course.
That was amazing.
Of course.
And I'd like to see, can we get some horns for the fans?
Absolutely.
All right. American Mosh Pits, Mid-Atlantic team, rocking it out tonight.
All right.